Hey, congrats, Pug! That sounds amazing. I've never caught a bass. Myself. I've caught trout and mostly sunfish. So many sunfish. And you might ask, hey, what's a sunfish? It's what goldfish grow into if they have a whole lake to themselves. It's very nice. I did not eat it. I let it go. And if you count stuff caught in traps, then obviously I've caught a lot more stuff in traps. But I don't think you really count like minnow traps that you use to catch bait as catching fish. That would be madness. Hey, Spyros. Okay, let's see. What are we going to do? Well, obviously we're going to try and wrap up those last few extra matches we haven't completed somehow. But also Panzer Festival. You have to decide who to play as. We won as the T7 as the Panzer 470. We just have to decide what we're going to play as this time. Okay, Panzer 470. Oh, my beloved T95. Never change. T-3485. That should do just fine. Yeah, Trung, what is up? Okay, so let's add the fire extinguisher. So I have a little more of a prayer. I've got good attack, great reloading speed, solid armor. This should go pretty well. Excuse me. Okay, where's my mouse? There we go. Mental note, get a mouse pad, HOGuru. Don't know that I've ever really listened to the music there. It's kind of pleasant. Alright, let's get this done, peeps. Hey, General Adam, how's it going? Claire is one of the best characters, I'm not gonna lie. She and Nana are hilarious in their film. This should go great. So as you can see, I'm the flag tank, so I just have to focus on not dying. Here's something I don't remember. Can a regular match take place inside the fantasy castle? I mean, I'm sure one can. I just don't remember if I've seen that happen. Oh. I'd feel sorry for you, but it was your own mistake turning away from me. Trying to get down behind the hill. I am not playing Heart of Iron 4. What do you mean screen monitor PS4, General Adam? Do you mean can you do, can I stream my Steam gameplay over to, oh, that's tough, KV2. To PC? No, well, I mean, I am, but I'm not using the normal internal PC Sony streaming program. I'm just using my capture card. Alright, who are we up against this time? Pardon me. She's so entertaining. That actually sounds entertaining, Trung. Do you have an Xbox One? Because I might have a copy of Hearts of Iron 4 lying around. That I was sent before I got rid of my Xbox One and never had a chance to play. But I might have already put it on my account, so I would have to check that. Alright, what have we got here? Oh, it's such a beautiful tank. I always worry about it because it looks like the turret is too far forward. Something instinctually about me wants the turret to be centered on the tank. And whenever one is this far forward, like this or the IS-2, I get nervous that the tank is going to flip over. I know that's not how tanks work, but I do worry about it. Aha! You tried to sneak around me. And you successfully hit me. Wow, that Somu has excellent armor sloping, doesn't she? There we go. All I had to do was turn off my auto-aim. And I had her. Nice work. I mean, your daring charger can only go so well. What is armor blitz, Jaden? Well, obviously I can't speak to anything about that tank, but the idea that it is in any way superior to my beloved T95 seems patently ludicrous. Might it be more powerful than my beloved T95? Maybe. But better? That is a stretch. Oh, that made me happy. Oh, this is tough. Why am I pretending it's tough? Obviously, I want the BT-42 on my team. I'm not a ludicrous person. I see the value in having a BT-42. Damn right we will, Amy. Or Ami? In either way. Seriously, what is Armor Blitz? I've never heard of this. No! Oh, god damn it. Okay. Ugh. Well, this is quite embarrassing what's happening now. Alright, so I'm just gonna have everybody follow me and hope that goes well. Oh my god, the head of the, what do you call it? Follow. There we go. Alright, good. The head of the hull monitors is driving the the KV-2, and that makes me super happy. Oh, so it's a tank girl game, like, oh god, I'm blanking the name of that one with all the gun girls in it. Or, you know, the battleship girls. Let's stay on the road, everybody. Wow. Is it bad that my only tactic on this map is always to drive straight towards the town? It's literally all I ever do. It's like I'm so desperate to find any kind of cover that I do the most predictable thing in the world. Warship Girls. Thank you, Jaden. I just could not remember the title of that thing. Alright, so we're in town. Let's get up on the hill. Take a look around. What a plane, General Adam. I mean, there are planes flying overhead during the matches, but, no, there are no planes in the game. Oh, yeah, no, there are planes flying overhead all of the time during the matches. What?! Are you kidding?! That was amazing. We did the exact same thing. Oh, here they are. Anyway, yeah, throughout the match, just like in the show, there are giant bombers overhead recording the match. And you can actually see the planes flying by overhead. And you can, of course, see their shadows literally all the time. I feel a little sorry for her, because that's the Semavente, which is, you know, top 5 or 10 favorite tanks of mine. So I kind of hate to be shooting it. Damn! How did I get a weak point shot? Hey Yuko, you having a great day? I certainly hope so. Oh, is it worth loading up World of Tanks? I have Amazon Prime, and World of Tanks, Amazon Prime this week is like, hey, do you play World of Tanks and you got Amazon Prime? Well, here, have this King Tiger. And I'm like, oh, a King Tiger. That sounds like a good tank. Oh, no, I do want the Semavente. Hey, detective. How is your day going? You still haven't gotten to me about back to me about how much, unless I missed it on the Discord, you haven't gotten back to me about how much Papers, Please footage you might need, detective. Because I don't mind loading that game up again. I don't have a video of it on my channel. And if I play an hour of it, would that be plenty of footage for you? Having some kind of a crazy allergic reaction to something. Your previous message. Yes, I saw. The T-95 is the greatest tank. Gotcha. Well, I'm a very big fan of... It's just, I'm weirded out by the fact that it has 3 different versions that are in no way seem to be connected, because they're like, here's a free tank in World of Tanks. And I'm like, okay, does that... I mean, I've already got a PS4 account for World of Tanks Mercenaries. Is the tank working that? No. Oh, so this is working World of Tanks Blitz on the PC? Also no. So I just need to go and download basic World of Tanks. Like, not even on Steam, just World of Tanks from the World of Tanks store. And they're like, yes, then it will work. I just realized I'm not the flag tank, and I would like the flag tank to move somewhere safer than it is currently going. Okay, detective. Well, like I said, just let me know. Don't be mean, Trung. There's no call for it. Aha! Oh my god, and it's their flag tank, too. And they've got backup. Oh, she's got backup. I'm in trouble. Come on. No. Thank God I've got such good armor on this thing. Okay, it's over. Ow. That was brutal. I don't know why I forget that this happens, but it always pleases me the way your guys, if you end the match with your treads damaged, they will keep working on your treads. I got you, Detective Assassin. You just do whatever feels right to you. Let me know if you need anything, and that's that. Oh. Amy's the best. You have a great day, Cole. So what you're saying, Yuko, is that, so if I were to start a low-level game, say like Tier 1 tanks or Tier 2 tanks, whatever the King Tiger is, in World of Tanks, I'll be playing against people who have fully upgraded those tanks, and now those tanks are ridiculously powerful. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Detective Assassin. Well, I still won the tournament whether or not I beat the Type 10. Well, here she comes. Okay, I really thought I could get under her there. But, yeah, that didn't work at all. Oh. Oh, that was brutal. Well, they've got a year to fix it, Trung, so I think Sonic will look fine by the time it comes out. Well, that was brutal. Yeah, the Type 10 fight never goes well, but this time it went worse than most. Although, honestly, like, I kind of really hate fighting the Type 10 on that map specifically, because there's so little room to hide. It's such a tiny map, you can't, like, snipe it or get behind a ridge or something. Use your tank's higher turret against it to peek out over something and attack it. Here you're just, you know, Nixon. Boom. Oh, and unabridged, congrats on the new, congrats on the new video. It, went great. So. Damn. You're really mainlining this stuff, Detective Assassin. So, now the plan is to get through the level, not getting caught by 5 mice. Now, I want to remind everybody, those mice have 2 guns each. So that is the equivalent of 10 cannons firing at me at all time. And I know what you're thinking. Isn't one of them just a small ranging cannon, so they can check that their shots are going to be on target before they fire the main gun? Yes, but my tank is so tiny with such paper-thin armor that the ranging cannon can absolutely wipe it out with no trouble at all. Sorry, which way was I supposed to go? This game's directions are not super clear! I was going to restart that one. You have a great day, Adam. Hey, Ahmad, what's up? Yeah, apparently people love that Detective Pikachu. And after people loved that Detective Pikachu so much, I can imagine why they would want to go back and do more work on Sonic the Hedgehog, because they realized theirs was completely mediocre by comparison. Damn. Well, this is getting really embarrassing. Here's a fun fact I learned this week. Michael DeLuca. Oh, I get it. So the joke is that I'm supposed to go up that hill and then see that there's a mouse up there and then back out and go the other way. The guideposts in the game are like a series of comedy incidents where you're trying to get somewhere, you run into a mouse, and then you have to decide to go a different way. I did not get that until just now, because I've only ever beaten this mission once. Which symbolism are you talking about, Detective? Because there was plenty. Hi! This is an embarrassing situation for both of us. Okay, luckily you missed. Whoa! But you didn't miss for long. Where to next? Oh, back downstairs in front of the tanks. This is a ridiculous mission. And we haven't even gotten to the end part where I have to go across a pipe. Whew. That's the plan, Desire. I'll finish this mission, then you can tell us about the rest of your trip. How do you know? An hour-ish? I know you can't play right now, but we'd be happy to hear about your trip. Oh, crap. That is a lot of mice. That is more mice than I'm comfortable dealing with. Hey. Alright, here we go. Hopefully the mouse hasn't seen me and turned around his, I just realized it would be faster to jump off that bridge, and then that destroyed my treads! Oh my god! Oh, we're not doing the bridge yet? We have to do something else? No, there is! There's a lot going on in the Babadook. And I would recommend that movie to anyone who likes a creepy movie that's also kind of super depressing. Yeah, I said hi, Jaden. I get that. It's a solid movie that sticks with you, Detective. Alright, let's do this. All I have to do is make it across this pipe, and we've won the mission. But driving across a pipe is an incredibly stupid and dangerous thing to do, even with as small a tank as this one, because I've got all sorts of... Ah! Oh, there's tanks shooting at me while I'm trying to drive across a pipe. No! What is happening? I'm so mad right now. There's a reason I've never completed this mission. And that reason is I'm very bad at driving across pipes. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, well then you have no right to call yourself a Girls and Panzer player, and I would agree with that. But at the same time, like, logically speaking, how much Girls and Panzering really involves driving across pipes? The answer, more than you'd think. So had I not tried to get across the pipe and just gone for this from the start, I would have done fine. Damn. Well, that was rough. Alright, so Desire. Boom. There we go. Popped my back into place. Feel much better. We'll try that again later. Just going to quickly get you onto the chat. Discord. If you're ready. I should have asked if you were ready. I assumed you were, but I had no proof that you were ready. You are not online. I'm trying to call you anyway, but I have no expectation that it will work. Oh, you're loading. Okay. Well, let me know when you're ready. I'm just going to go back to trying to beat this all mouse mission. You can't actually, Jaden. The one restriction in the game is you're not allowed to use the Type 10 in online matches. I know it's sad, but you're just not. So there will be no Type 10 versus Type 10 matches. That's fine, Desire. You just let me know when you're online. Alright, so. Do a 180. Go back the other way. That was obviously the wrong way. There is no Polish school team in this, sadly. Careful. There's been no announcement of them about them adding... Can I get in over here, or... No, I have to go this way. Okay. There's been no statement about them adding the schools from the new movie to this, which makes me sad, because, you know, I want there to be as much Girls and Panzer content as possible, because I'm a big fan of Girls and Panzer. Alright, so now you use your super invulnerability. No! Whoa. Alright. No. I think you got this all backwards. Unabridged. Detective assassin murders people and then uses their position as a detective to make sure they get away with it. It's actually the best possible position to be in. No! Yeah, I think that would be the result, Yuyuko. That being said, it would be fun as a game mode to have one person using the Type 10 and 5 people not using the Type 10 and 5 people using whatever tank they want. And then at the end of, and like, the match would be for 5 minutes or 10 minutes and you try to kill the Type 10. And then every time the match ends, it swaps who's playing the Type 10. That would be a lot of fun. You know, like a, tank version of the Friday the 13th game. Where the Type 10 is Jason. Which I think is actually a pretty good comparison. Oh, this is not going great. But I think I got a prayer. So, do you know what I find most unrealistic about the show Dexter? It's not the terrible writing that kept the show mediocre for its entire run. No. It's the concept that a police department could afford to have a full-time blood spatter analyst. Like, no, that's just not how budgeting or really anything works. Alright, you got this. Nope. Nope. Stop it. What? No! God damn it! How does this happen every time? Oh, because I'm a terrible driver. Okay. Although, in my defense, and this is going to be a very, very sad defense, but in my defense, these tanks were not designed to climb, like, pipes. No! Oh, so like a mode where you just fight, where you're a Jedi and you fight the entire other team? That does sound like a good mode. I just can't stop losing this match. My mistake is trying to do the pipe at all. I should abandon the pipe immediately and just go straight for these overpasses. Oh, damn. This just gets more and more embarrassing. Although, honestly, if I do this match a few more times, there's a chance I'll actually, you know, learn the layout of it. Oh, hey, people who don't have a PS4. People who don't have a PS4, just FYI, there's a, you can now get Earth Defense Force 5, one of my Game of the Years for 2018, on the PS, on the, hey, how you doing? On the PC, so pick it up. It's Earth Defense Force 5. It's the best game. Sorry, you were saying?
No, I'm just making sure. Is everything all right?
Oh, we're doing great here. How are you doing?
Just a bit nervous.
Por qué? What is the reason you're feeling nervous?
I just, my group is going to Universal Studios today. But
nice!
Sure. Yes. And they're telling me to go with them. And, like, but I still need to talk about, like, time. Because if we're going to be doing this, I might have to come after them. Like, not with them at the same time.
Yeah, well, you know, whenever you have to drop out to go to see Universal Studios, go see Universal Studios. That sounds great.
You recommend it?
Of course I do. If I had the I'm sorry. I love being here on the stream with all y'all, but if I had the opportunity to go to an amusement park, I would be at an amusement park. I live in Ottawa. There are no amusement parks within 6 hours of here. So, I'll never be at an amusement park, but you're like what, 20 minutes from amusement park right now?
I'm not sure if it's 20 minutes, but
well,
somewhere close.
You're close, is the point.
Mm-hmm. I will go there then, but I need to still clarify, like, everything with my supervisor.
Absolutely. Well, let me know when you have to go. But for right now, would you, do you have your PS4? Are you looking to play? Or do you not have your PS4 and you're just going to tell us about your trip? Because I'm still psyched to hear more about it.
I do have a PS4, but everyone is in the room with the PS4 right now.
Oh,
because
don't worry about it then. Of course. All right. So, yeah, tell us more then.
All right. Where did we stop last time?
You had gone into the countryside.
Okay. Yeah, right. I think yeah, we're talking about airsoft, kind of not on the subject, but
you did have hassles trying to get airsoft replacement parts. Yes.
Yes. So that was. So we were talking about the 15th then still.
Yes.
And the 15th was the day of the premiere, obviously, and after that, yes, after the stores and everything. Took the train to the cinema. Actually got to see it. So why don't we discuss that?
Yep. We have not discussed how your experience watching the movie was.
Yes.
We got this.
Okay. Just need to ask someone a question there. Okay. Anyway.
Go.
No. I'm here. So, experience watching Das finale. Well. It's certainly a special one. Very special. Because technically it's the second time I'm seeing this in theaters. Like, Girls and Panzer in general.
Oh, okay. I
but
thought you meant...
in Japan.
Yeah, no, obviously. So they released one of the Girls and Panzer movies where you live?
The Das Finale Part 1.
Really?
I told you before, like, back in April
you're right, you did! I totally forgot about that. it's so weird that it came out where you live. Like, that's just madness.
World
You're
of Tanks
so lucky.
partnership, I think so.
Oh, no, no, it absolutely is. I mean, they spent a lot of money branding everything branding all of the World of Tanks stuff for Girls and Panzer. It's just, it's so weird they didn't do it worldwide. It's like, and I know we've talked about this here on the channel before, but it's just, everyone I've gotten to see Girls and Panzer is like delighted by how wonderful that show is. Like, I've never encountered anyone who didn't love the show after watching it. I'm like, this thing plays wherever you want. And wherever you're going to take this show, people are going to love it. And it's crazy to me that they're not actively pushing that. But anyway, as you were saying, you get to the theater, you're going to finally see Girls and Panzer, Das Finale Part 2. Is the theater packed?
The specific theater that I went to wasn't.
Oh.
However, the tickets to almost all the other theaters around Tokyo have been sold out 2 weeks prior to the premiere.
Oh my god. So it's got a
The
huge
reason,
fan base.
the theater where I was still like, it wasn't packed, but it was like half full. So there was still some empty seats, but I guess most of them, not half, but most of them were more occupied.
Nice.
The reason why is because just the theater is not in a very convenient location.
Gotcha.
So it's kind of
So you're out in the
convenient
middle of
for, like, the
nowhere,
last
but you're...
for
Yeah, it was
places.
like the last place to see it possible.
No, the last place is out for the tickets to be sold out
Yeah, that's what
actively.
I'm saying. For the premiere day.
Yes. Nevertheless, it was great. I got good seats. I got to see it. I also mentioned last time that I did go there with my guide who was there with me on that day.
Oh,
So yeah, even got a bit of translation afterwards.
nice. And yeah,
Uh,
so how much of the film, as someone who, doesn't, not a fluent Japanese speaker, how clear was the movie for you?
there was a lot of talking, like a lot of it, yes,
Yeah,
and I couldn't really understand most of what they were talking about, but context clues and all did help me.
right.
Uh,
And
like
I
for
have to assume that
example,
because it is realistic, expressive animation, you were able to follow along
there is.
what characters were feeling and what they were up to.
Yes, pretty much, yes.
That's
Like
good.
for example, there's a little conversation because it starts with like BC Freedom. Starts with
Right.
BC Freedom. Well, they are driving their tanks. I'm trying not to spoil too much.
You
I'm not
can
trying
spoil a little, it's fine. You just don't want to tell us how
to.
the match ends.
It starts with BC Freedom and like they're driving their tanks before ORI sees them and just starts engaging them again.
Right.
Like this time from long distance, so we have a bit of time. But so they have a bit of time. But they're talking about like being enemies before and being so coordinated now. So that kind of thing. I understood that.
Okay.
Then And then obviously through the battles, like in the battles themselves, I can kind of understand what the characters are saying because I see what the rest of the team is doing immediately. So that's kind of a
Okay, so
thing.
yeah, you're saying like the text is, when you get to those scenes, a lot of it is just people giving commands, people doing the, okay.
Yeah, giving orders and accomplishing them. So yeah, I understand what it is.
Okay. So you might lose some
Mostly,
of the flavor of it, but you're getting the point.
yeah.
Nice.
My guide did say that it was like, yeah, there was a bunch of jokes like directed at Japanese people, Japanese humor that it's tough to understand unless you're living in this culture. So understandable.
Okay.
Yeah, that's reasonable. Well, I didn't get those, but like I can't do that yet.
It's going to take some more practice.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so do I? I don't want to go like
But don't go
explaining
too
every.
much into the plot. But I do want to ask, just as compared to like the production of Der Film, like was the tank action really thrilling this time? Like were there some really good Okay, apparently so. Based on that reaction, apparently the answer
Yes.
is yes.
So this time, like, I would say that like okay, so Dash Finale Part One, it had its exciting moments. It was
Right.
good anyway, but it had its exciting moments like with the Mark IV being like the missing part of the bridge for all the other
Oh yeah, that's
tanks.
a really good scene.
Yes,
Yeah.
all of that was really cool to look at. However, this time, because they're showing two battles, like at least parts of two battles, they can have a lot more action. I think that's part of it.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you think about it, the thing with Das Finale Part One is they have to introduce a whole new team. So they
Yes,
have to
they
spend X
have
amount of minutes in that introducing a whole new team to the show, and so they have to eat up like half of the show doing that, and they do. Like I think that show's what 45 minutes long, something like that. 20 minutes of it is introducing France and introducing the pirate team,
hmm
right? And so this time, I have to imagine there's much more room for action.
Yes,
Okay, good.
the stuff they do with BC Freedom is very, very exciting.
Okay,
Very, very exciting.
yay.
Also, there was not just the tank action, but the plan beforehand.
Okay.
Uh, like, there's already a clip by Bandai Namco on YouTube, like an 11-minute clip, the first part of Das Finale 2, the first kind of
Oh, really?
scenes. Yes. So, or I put up a diversion. So BC Freedom would basically go out and shoot each other.
Nice.
That's not spoilers because that's already online. That's available.
Okay.
The first part of it is you can understand that that is.
Oh yeah.
Basically, yeah, they kind of disguised the Char B, the one that the
Oh, yeah,
student
of course.
morals committee use,
Yes.
because they got the same turret as the Somo S-35 that the BC Freedom
Oh, I
had.
hadn't really thought about that, but of course they do.
Kind
Yeah.
of like they kind of shot the ARL a bunch of times, like the other heavy tanks, pretended it was one of the BC Freedom tanks, and they just started shooting each other
Ah.
after a while.
Yay.
Pretty much, then Marie kind of calms them down, and they go on after that.
Oh
Uh,
man. Oh, I'm
so
so
the
excited
tank,
to see this thing.
the tank action,
The tank
first half
action is
was
top
great.
notch.
Plus, with the music, the music that does play is the Onion song, Chantel Onion.
Right.
They do play that when for the final part of the match with BC Freedom, and yes, it is a lot of fun to watch. A
Okay.
lot of fun to watch.
So, what is the? And I mean, I'm not going to ask you to tell me too many details about it because obviously we want to go in relatively clean when we all watch it. But what exactly is the new team? Like, what's their deal? I don't mind you telling us just what their tanks are and
Um,
such.
the new team in the way that's fighting Ori, or the ones
Yeah,
that
the new team
controversially.
that's is fighting Ori for the because I understand they introduce a couple of new teams in the episode, right?
There
Like
is
there are a
brief
bunch of new teams
scene.
we haven't seen before.
There are, but they're pretty much okay. So it's a tournament, and we got the first battle also between War and BC Free.
Of course, yeah.
However, there are the other battles, like with other teams battling with each other. Those have been shown very briefly, and most of all the climaxes of those battles.
Right.
So like, there's a very there's Yako Sota, there's Saunders and Pravda and Kormorimina and all. There are a bunch more schools
Yeah.
that are shown.
But they're not largely featured in the episode, obviously.
Yes, and judging by the rest of the episode, you can kind of guess that most of them lost,
Oh
even
yeah,
if
of
that they
course.
lost, even if they didn't show that they kind of lost.
So,
Like,
do we see that Yavka Soda has lost their match because they're just a single tank?
no, they win it because
Oh no!
because I don't know. Volca intensifies, but they did it.
They have won their match. Oh, that makes me so happy. Are they fighting? Were they fighting against an existing team, or were they fighting against a new team?
I don't know which team has so many Panzer 38Ts, but
Oh.
seriously. But they kind of they went in, they got the flag tank, match over.
Oh, that's beautiful. So
The
yeah,
way they
I know it's weird that it's like I was kind of expecting that after the special match had become an elimination match in the movie, that maybe the next season would be more elimination matches. But no, it's still all flag matches, right?
Yeah. So
Okay,
the other teams, so there is the Australian team briefly shown, the Koala School or whatever it's called.
that sounds adorable.
It's wait till you actually see it because
Okay,
the way it's hilarious what they did there. Like It's absolutely
Okay, well, you know what? Don't even. I cannot wait to see what the. We will do a
yes,
free match soon, Emad, I promise.
yes,
So,
it is pretty funny what they do.
okay.
Then there's Anzio is fighting, I think, Bonplay, which is the Polish or not Polish. What's the
I think Bonplay is the Polish team, isn't it?
I think it's got both Polish tanks. Oh no. I'm confusing it with Belwall, and that's from the manga.
Ah, okay.
Polish team, yes, Bonplay is the Polish team. Belwall was the one with like both Soviet tanks and Nazi Germany tanks.
Yikes.
It's in the manga, it's not in the show.
Gotcha.
Mm,
What is their deal?
Okay, I don't know. I not read the manga. I think it's in the manga Little Army and Little Army 2.
Ah, okay.
That's I never read it yet. I have different manga, but not this one. Anyway,
I
the
was
other
gonna say, is Belwall representing the Russians who turned on their own
team.
government and sided with the Nazis?
I
Because
remember.
oh
Belwall represents Berlin in 1945, so kind of both
oh
sides. So the teams have been fighting.
oh okay, that actually makes way more sense. So they're both East and West Germany in 1945, and that's why they have both Nazi and Russian. Okay,
Okay,
that's actually a pretty
so
cute
if
idea. I'm
you
not gonna lie.
do you remember the teasers for like have you watched any teasers on YouTube for Death Alley
I
3?
have, yes.
Do you remember like the snowy battle, the one in the snow and Panzer
Yes.
threes,
Yeah,
the one
I
with
remember that
the
clip.
forgive my German pronunciation, the Nebevoitzug, that tank. It's
Yep.
like a it's a slanted tank, big turret, 75 millimeter gun, and several little turrets beneath it.
Okay.
That team ended up fighting Pravda, and they unfortunately lost.
Aw.
So we won't get much of that. Viking Fisheries. I think that's the one.
Yes, Viking Fisheries is the new team that is the main threat next time, right?
There's also the Spanish school, Blue Division. They ended up fighting Saunders. Uh, I
Does
can say
Spain
that
have a lot
Naomi.
of like? Does Spain have a ton of tanks? That's not something I've ever heard of before.
From what I read on the wiki, their school Spain. I don't know. I did saw, but oh, sorry, my English. I did see like a NATO truck with, I guess, a bunch of equipment last time I was in Spain on a
Oh,
highway. So
nice.
maybe. Either way, they Spanish school, the Blue Division. From what I read, they don't really emphasize their Sanchido team, so they don't have it very like
Oh, okay.
up to date. Maybe no, not up to date, but they don't have much for it. They have Panzer twos, like really some fast tanks. They're fighting Shermans.
Yeah.
I'll just say that, and I'll just say that Naomi is a terrifyingly good marksman
Yay.
with a Sherman Firefly.
I'm
Okay.
psyched to see this
Uh,
thing. And
those
so
are
those are all of the schools that we're going to see. Now, what? How was the like?
oh,
How much of the big match are we going to see this time? The
we're
set
gonna
because obviously they're going to beat. We all know they're going to beat France at the start of the match because that way,
yeah.
if they don't, they're not in the next round and there's no show. So
hmm
that's a given going in. How is the rest of the like? How is the final match? You don't have to give us any details. I know we want it to be a secret, but just generally, how is the rest of the like? How does it
Okay.
play? How is it visually? Like, is it some impressive stuff or not?
It was impressive because I never thought that you could fight at night. That matches would be allowed to go to nighttime.
There's a nighttime. Well, no, I mean there was a nighttime match. The Pravda match gets into nighttime in the
Well,
show.
actually, yeah, kind
Not
of.
not very far into nighttime, but it does.
Yeah,
But
but
anyway,
literally,
continue.
it goes from like day to evening and into the night.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Um,
Whereas this
the
is just a
team that they're
nighttime match.
fighting, the team, well, it starts in the day. It just
Okay.
goes on for very long.
Wow.
The team that they're fighting, I don't want to say which one it is. However, many people after their film have been referring to them as kind of the dumb team, being
Oh.
like irrational and whatever. I'm thinking that someone already guessed it, but I'm gonna say they learned and they have improved their tactics a lot. So
Yay.
it's very it's no, what do I say? It's still very good to watch. Very interesting to see what they come up with.
Okay, so it is even that one, very thrilling match.
Yes.
I'm glad to hear it.
Very thrilling. There's a bit of deception, a bunch of chases, there's a lot of action.
Oh, okay. Well, don't tell us too much more then, because you're gonna get close to giving us stuff away, and I'm very excited to see this show. Let's do the free. We're doing the free match. Ahmad wanted Tiger 2 and some mice versus all of. Oh no, free match, not a friend match. No. Just doing a custom match.
More of Death Finale. What do I say? More Death Finale.
But yeah, is it the movie everyone wants it to be? Are we going to be completely satisfied by it the way we're completely satisfied by Das Finale Part 1?
I would say depends.
Okay.
So my feelings going in. I was super excited to go.
Obviously.
But in the end, after a year and a half, about an hour long movie, or 50 minutes to an hour, it is good. It is great. Awesome.
But
it's a bit not enough.
Oh.
For this whole time. I mean, I'm definitely glad. I'm glad that it is here. I'm glad that it arrived.
Oh, yeah.
I realized that I'll have to wait another year and a half for
That is the frustrating part.
I did go see it twice then.
Oh, really?
After that, the 16th, before I went to ORI, the way it works, you have to stop at Mito, which is like the main city in Ibaraki Prefecture.
Okay.
And there they have a theater right next to the train station, so I kind of planned my time and got to see
Smart.
the movie at ORI.
Ah, nice. And does it hold up? Is it worth watching more than once? Hey, Lipa.
Yes. Yes.
It does,
It is worth watching more than once. I wanted to go and see it the third time, but just didn't have time to.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe if you watch it once, it might not be enough. If you watch it twice, it's gonna be great. Plus, it's gonna be really. I cannot say for everyone.
Oh, well, but I mean, come on. You're only talking to fans of Girls and Panzer here.
Yes.
And speaking as a fan and speaking for fans, you can pretty much predict we're going to have a great time.
I mean, it is always great to watch movies like 2 times or even more times because, like, you're going to be picking up on little things that you didn't see the first.
That's absolutely right.
So, yeah. So, it's definitely worth watching multiple times. I mean, I watched the original show, 11 times?
So there you go. Yeah, you're a super fan.
And the movie a lot, and Movies a lot. I have them all downloaded on my phone and my computer.
The movie's so good. Oh, no, I do adore the movie.
But it's also like, even if it's not enough, I think if you're on its own, I think if you're a hardcore fan, you will be thinking over it more over and over again by yourself.
Right.
And the thing with me, I have my own story in the universe. It's not too much, but it's if I were...
but you have your own fan fiction stuff.
Yes, I didn't write it, it's just in my head.
No, I understand. Yeah.
But I have given myself so much more of this story.
Right.
So that's Finale 2 as well, so that kind of makes up for it.
Yeah.
It's a lot more than just the series for me. It's also what I make of it for myself. I cannot say for everyone.
Yeah.
But overall, I think if you watch it multiple times,
hey, Salva,
you'll kind of be satisfied. You'll still want more.
Well, I've watched the entire series twice, and I've watched the movie more than twice. I'm not going to get into that, but a bunch. Mm-hmm. But yes, I have watched the movie many times, and yeah, it's just very thrilling. I'm glad to hear that this holds up on repeated viewings as well. Tell me, you got to, oh wow, I just looked at the match we're doing. Oh, it's the Erica versus Maho match to see who should be commander. So, how was actual Ori?
Well, Ori, it's... So the first time going out of the train station, out of Ori Station,
yeah,
it's surprisingly quiet. I mean, I did go on a Sunday, but after that I went wait, what is it, Friday or Thursday? No, it was Thursday. So I went on Sunday and on a Thursday. both times it was very tranquil, calm, very peaceful.
Okay.
Just
Just a
you know,
quiet town.
there weren't many people around. There wasn't much going around. I mean, they were doing something construction related in front of Ori Station, like maybe rebuilding the pavement or rebuilding
Okay.
the road. Other than that, the occasional cars, several people on the streets that I saw, like people, of course, in their little shops and in their houses, of course. Yes,
So it was
clearly.
literally just, just a regular small town. There's nothing too fancy. You weren't in the middle of a festival or anything.
Yes, but
Huh.
to be honest, I've always preferred this kind of way. So like more of a rural, calm town than like a
A big city.
bustling like a stone jungle that is a city.
Gotcha.
Or, is that what you call them? Because we have a say.
We have the term concrete jungle.
Oh, concrete jungle. There it
Yeah.
goes. So like a vast concrete jungle that is Tokyo because
Oh
it
God,
has
yeah.
cities. It has cities around it, but it goes to those cities. It's as if it's one big city. Like there's no countryside in between, let's say Tokyo and Yokohama,
Yeah.
or
It is
or
just the term you might be looking for, and if you don't know this term, that's fine, is urban sprawl. And
okay,
that's what
urban
they,
sprawl.
yeah, urban sprawl is what they call it when there used to be like small towns around it, but all the city has gone out to swallow them up. And then so if you look at it from the air, there is literally just concrete as far as the eye can see. We call that
Yeah,
urban sprawl.
I
And that's what
honestly
Tokyo's like.
prefer. I honestly prefer like the countryside more than
Yeah.
the Tokyo. I mean, cities are all big and convenient and all. It's good. It's great. But still,
But
visiting historical like temples and these parks and Ori and the countryside, like seeing all the rice fields,
that is
everything
nice.
is just a lot more impactful to me, a lot more
Yeah.
meaningful to me. I like that so much more.
That's great. For me, I mean, I understand what you feel. Dense city. I mean, I lived in of the places I've lived. Ottawa, where I'm from, is by far my favorite. It has more park space than any other capital city in the world, which is nice. Well, first world capital city, obviously. I mean, there are like the capital of say St. Croix has plenty of green space as well. But I'm saying for industrialized giant nations, Canada has a ton, Ottawa has a ton of green space. Like you literally have to drive. If you want to go to the airport from downtown, you have to drive through a forest to get there. It's kind of strange.
Hmm.
We've kept all of our forests, and it's amazing. By comparison,
Yes.
right? When I lived in Toronto, I'm like, wow, there is just concrete in every direction as far as you can see. It is such a hassle to get anywhere. Here in Ottawa, I mean, I live next to a waterfall, and there is literally just a giant government farm 2 blocks away. So I'm never very far from greenery. I'm never very far from nature, and it's wonderful. And hell, when I lived in Montreal, same exact deal. Dead set in the middle of the city is a gigantic mountain with a park on top of it. That's the Mount Royal of the title of the name Montreal. And again, it's great. I understand what you're saying. You want to be close to this kind of nature. I totally get where you're coming from, and it's good that you managed to find that kind of place on your trip to Japan. Because I think, and maybe I'm crazy here, but I think when people think of Japan, the first thing they think of are the mega cities like Tokyo,
Yeah, Tokyo, Osaka, like um,
Kyoto.
yes, Kyoto as well. Sapporo, I think also one in the north. That's also
Ah,
one.
okay. Oh, that was a brutal
So,
hit. But
okay,
yeah,
and
so
you
you
know
had a
what
great
makes me
time. You went to Ori. Did you do any touristy stuff while you were there? Or did you just enjoy the scenery?
I just went around the city or town, went around the town, enjoyed the scenery pretty much. It's like if I wish I would have gotten there in the morning, like earlier in the morning, but I couldn't do that. Like obviously train ride is like 3 hours to there.
Oof.
Plus I like visited a military museum on the way in a little town, so I did not have time.
Yeah.
And the other day I also had other things to do. I had to go literally further away from it, then come back, and then only go to work. So I couldn't go
No.
there in the morning to see the sunrise, but I did see the sunset, and it's it's wonderful.
So
But
wait, let me think. No, I was just thinking about that. So yeah, like, so you're saying if you had your druthers, if you could have done it the way you liked to, you would have
what?
liked to have, like, stayed over there and spent the whole day in and around Orion.
Yes. To be honest, I kind of originally planned to be in Tokyo for a few days, then move into a hotel in Ori for the last few days.
Uh
But
huh.
my dad said that we're gonna stay in Tokyo.
I get it. Like, I get wanting to stay in the major city. Like, I think it would have been nice to be able to do it that way, but I get why someone would prefer being like, no, we're just going to stick to the major city.
Yeah, I mean, my dad had to come with me since it was my first time in
Of
Japan.
course, yeah.
But next time I'm going there, oh boy, I'm gonna go to Ori. And I even
Oh,
found like a good hotel on the way, like walking around the town, on a decent one.
oh,
I
really?
didn't see it on the maps. I didn't see it on like Google Maps or like other places like where they show you the biggest hotels.
But
Then
it
again, I'm
seemed
not
like a
that
nice
picky.
enough place.
Yeah, I'm not that picky.
Nice.
Uh, plus it's a capsule hotel and it's Girls and Panzer themed.
What?
Oh, well,
Girls and
I never
Panzer
stayed at a
themed?
capsule hotel yet.
What
My dad
exactly is a
didn't like.
capsule hotel? This is a term I'm not familiar with.
Oh, it's basically you get basically your bed and everything where you sleep. It's in a little. It's a little. How do I say it? Okay, so there's a big room and there's a bunch of these capsules.
Okay.
Many people to climb into and sleep for the night.
Oh, so sleeping pod areas.
Yeah, it's like if you want
Okay.
to sleep just for a night, or you go to there. It's kind of like a hostel would be similar because you are like in a room with many more people.
But
However,
you
the
each have
capsule
your
hotel,
own separate sleeping pod within the room.
yeah, you get your privacy. You
Unlike
get
a
to
hostel where
sleep.
it's just all bunk beds.
Yes. My
Nice.
dad didn't like the idea of just staying at a capsule. Understandable. I
No,
wanted to
no, I
try
mean,
it, but
hey, I understand people wanting to have their space and having their, like, I'm not going to debate with anybody who wants to have, like, a nice big room to themselves.
mhm.
Like, I totally
Okay.
get that.
But the capsule hotel that I found was a Girls and Panzer capsule hotel.
So
So good.
it's just for the tourists.
I guess they did like theme it for the tourists, for people to come see it. I'll
Oh,
try it
neat.
next time I go to Japan. But anyway, so
So how
that
much
was
of is it
I
a?
went
I gotta
around
ask, how
some,
much of a trip is it for you to get to Japan? Like, how long is that trip?
how long? 10 hours from
10 hour
Moscow
flight?
to the U.S. It
Interesting.
was 12.
Okay, but to Japan it was 10.
Yes, it was 10
Huh.
for some reason.
Seems weird that it would be that much
So
short, like
basically,
only that much more to get to the U.S. when Japan is on the other side of an ocean from the U.S.
I mean, for us it's closer than.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying it's like. Although I guess if you're flying over, yeah, you're right because you can fly with the curve of the Earth instead of
Oh,
around.
you know what? I think the U.S. or the flight to the U.S. We didn't. I guess we flew. We flew over Canada.
Really?
Yeah, we flew over like Alberta and Edmonton. So I saw
Oh,
this.
right. It's a shortcut because you're going over the top of the world.
Yeah, maybe that's.
Yeah, that would
Yeah,
get you there a lot
that make
faster.
it shorter. That make it shorter or longer. I have no
Oh no,
idea.
that would make it shorter. Yeah, famously. Yeah,
Okay,
then
okay.
because you got to remember, I mean, it's actually much faster to go over the top of the world than it is to go around the Pacific. No wonder it was
Yeah.
fat. Yeah, no wonder it was only a little bit longer. Yeah, and
Oh
so you
wait,
flew
the
over
Atlantic?
Alberta. Nice. And then, of
You mean
course,
the
all of the
Atlantic?
northern Washington State and such.
Do you mean the Atlantic or the Pacific?
Pacific. Did I
Wait,
say Atlantic? Because that would have been embarrassing.
no, you said Pacific.
Oh, I did say Pacific.
But
Whew.
going to the U.S., going to the U.S., we went over the Atlantic.
I thought you went over the top of the world, though.
Oh well, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but no, of
no.
course, yeah. It
Went to
makes more
the
sense to go over the. See,
yeah.
what
Well,
always
that side.
confuses me about Russia, right? And
Hmm.
this is something that you can just ding me for, and that's fine. Is I always get confused about the fact that, like, I look at a map of Russia, and 95% of Russia, right, is Asia. It's all in Asia.
Yes, it's
95% of
everything to
Russia
the
is in Asia. And it's like to the point where the Aleutian Islands, like there's basically the next best thing to a land bridge linking it to Alaska. And it always, I have trouble remembering because I live in Canada, which is the second biggest country in the world, but people live all across Canada with a pretty even distribution, right? Whereas
yes.
Russia, even though 95% of the country is Asia, like the majority of your population lives right up against the Europe side of the country.
Yes, but
And that's what I always forget.
that is also due to like a big chunk of Russia being frozen.
Oh, of course. No, no. I'm not criticizing them for
No, no,
living
no, it's
near
okay. So
the euro.
their like people per square kilometer is gonna be even less.
Oh, of course.
But in Asia, yeah, there's forests, there's fields, there's forests, so there's little villages, I guess.
Oh, yeah. I
Well, there's
mean,
other cities too. They're just not as big as the capital city.
oh no, of course. I mean, but it's like
Many,
get that
many of them.
satellite. Go to Google Maps. Get at that satellite and look at like the Asia part of Russia, and it's just
Yeah,
all this green and white wasteland.
everything like to the east of the Ural Mountains, that's pretty much Asia.
Yeah, and it's fascinating because like I always think of, I just always when I think of Russia, I think of the way we live in Canada, which is an even distribution, but that's just not the way it is in Russia. Most of your population tends towards the western half of the country, quite understandably. But it is always my instinct to forget that because I think it's pretty normal. You always base your understanding of other countries first from the place that you're from. Like you always compare it to that, and you always make assumptions based on where you're from. But yeah, of course you flew north over the Atlantic. That just makes way more sense than what I was imagining. Because yeah, and of course it's not actually that much farther to get to California if you're flying the other way around the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just makes perfect sense.
So, mm, basically, in ORI, most of the things I did was to go find locations from people.
Yeah.
Most of the things I did.
Hopefully
Obviously,
you got a
ORI
bunch of
station.
pictures. Hey, Maddie.
My phone deleted them for some reason. I do not.
No.
My phone, literally, maybe it's because there were like people in the WhatsApp chat posting videos and photos, and it's just kind of deleted them because of.
Oh. And you
Like
accidentally deleted.
I'm gonna go through my phone bit by bit to actually find them because there's like
Oh, it's
300 photos.
terrible.
There's like 300 photos, and it means a lot to me. So
And of course.
I'm gonna go find them. I'm gonna go for them.
Oh, damn. That's terrible. But yeah, you saw the station. Did you see like the little
Station.
stadium type thing there? The school, like no, not the
Station.
stadium. The what is the thing that is at the end of the beach?
Oh, aquarium.
The
Um,
aquarium. Okay.
I didn't have enough time to go there because like the first day on the 16th, I was there like at 2 to 3 p.m. and I
Okay.
was walking around the city, around the town, and after I was done, like the aquarium was already closed. The other
Terrible.
day, I also arrived about that time, and it's actually kind of a long way to go there
Right.
to the aquarium because it's on the other side of ORI. So I did go like some way towards it, but I didn't fully commit to it this time.
Gotcha.
Plus,
And
I didn't exactly know how long the play is gonna be, so
no, no, I get it
I
totally.
didn't risk it. I didn't risk it. I just went through more streets, found more locations, pretty much. I
Nice.
mean, I'm
And it
still
is,
happy.
and it, I mean, how close is the mapping? Like, how close is the mapping in the game to the show? Like, to the game, the show,
Honest,
the.
on honestly, I felt it was longer and they're going in tanks. So
Uh,
maybe that.
okay.
The port. I mean, the Marine Tower is not in the game. Oh yeah, because Marine Tower is not in. So I went from the Marine Tower. I went from the station to the tower, and then from that I went to the beach.
Now, what
So
is the
that is
Marine
gonna be.
Tower exactly?
It's near the shore, near the port, and also near the mall that they have in ORI.
Of course. I remember them
Uh,
all from the TV show.
yes,
Doing
if you go
great,
to Google
Maddie.
Maps and
Yourself?
just type Orai Garupan Gallery.
Yeah.
It's that mall right there. It's one of the stores in the mall, and the tower is just right next to it.
Ah.
Or that too. So yeah, I went up to the tower, like literally up to it. Then I walked to the beach. That's why I felt it was a lot longer because they don't the map in game doesn't go too much farther away from the Welcome to Ori sign.
Right.
And I've seen that too. Seen that too.
Nice.
It's a bit weathered because of I guess the colors are a bit weathered because of the sun and everything.
Of course.
Kind of like,
Totally normal.
Yes, but the rest it's just a memorable location overall.
So yeah, so it's really, and it is close to what you see in the show. Like they've done a good job at representing it.
It is literally almost the same. Literally almost the same.
I really hope you can find these pictures because I'd be very interested to make that comparison myself.
Mm-hmm. Yes. The rest of it.
I'm actually looking at the Ori, the welcome Ori sign with the hole in the middle from the video game right now, and I'm like, oh, so amazing to think that that's a real place. No giant aircraft carriers, sadly.
The real difference, or the only difference I kind of really saw, was
the lack of an aircraft carrier.
Yes.
Is that it?
Of course, that was not there. The Zuikaku aircraft carrier, oversized one, it wasn't.
No,
But
sadly.
In 2011, there was actually a very big tsunami that hit Ori.
Oh.
And and I think like generally Ibaraki is very prone to earthquakes and tsunamis and all this seismic activity, which is why property is very cheap there.
Really? Oh, yes. Yeah, because you can't get insurance and you might get wiped out.
Yeah, because it's like if it gets destroyed, which is gonna happen somewhat often.
Oh yeah.
It's a possibility is always there. It's always possible there. So at least it won't take too much to like kind of rebuild.
Okay, they're used to it.
Yeah, but the real there was the what do you call wave cutters? Basically concrete structures to cut waves into like pieces.
Yeah, of course. I've seen those when I visited the Netherlands. Yeah, they put out those big concrete blocks out there, and they keep waves from getting too big, and they keep them from gathering too much energy. Yeah.
Yeah, the certain part of it, like if you're going down from my side left towards the beach, actually don't know if it's in the game like that. No, those I don't think those are in the game. But in real life, yeah, there are. They go up to the point where you go down to the beach itself.
Right.
So that's where they end in real life, but I don't know if they're in the game. That's kind of like the biggest difference I've seen. The rest, just the show replicated it so well.
Wow, I'm very happy to hear that. And it's just I had no idea when I first saw the show, obviously, that it was based in a real city. But the fact that they based it in a real city and that they did such a good job of it makes me very happy. Oh, did you see the the Shinto temple?
The Isosaki Shrine?
Yeah.
That's the one? Oh, the one
at the top of the hill.
Like a little
the little arch and the stairs leading up to it that they drive the tank down the stairs in the show. Well, not the show, the movie.
So that one, yes, I've been to that one. I've walked around the shrine, so there's a part of culture in Japan is in these shrines you have these little boxes and you're supposed to throw several 100-yen coins in there.
Of course, I'm familiar with Yakuza. It comes up in Yakuza. No, I'm familiar with that comes up in the game Yakuza is what I'm saying.
Okay, but basically, you take a step back from the box, you clap your hands twice, close your eyes, and you say a wish or a prayer to the god that you're basically giving this to.
Giving the money to, yeah.
You're supposed to wish something,
mm-hmm.
But what I did was I just, I mean, these gods have been the part of Japanese culture and part of people's lives, so technically they have kind of influenced people, and this belief that they're a big part. This religion is a big part of what helped Japan become the way it is now.
Okay.
Historically, maybe.
Yeah.
Am I right in
No,
saying
no,
that?
it's not crazy to say. I mean, I've never read anything about Shinto. I've never read anything extensive about how Shinto, like small deity worship, works. But I am familiar with the concept. In the same
Yeah.
way that it's in many ways it's not that different from saint worship in Catholicism. But of
Anyways.
course, there's more animism to it because whereas in Catholicism you've got all of the saints who did specific things and represent specific who did specific things and are in charge of specific things, and you pray to someone when you want a specific outcome. And as I understand it, with Shinto, there is a degree more of animism to it, where often the gods are not based on specific people who did a thing in the past, but rather a god that represents, wind, water, different kinds of luck, fortune, business. So it's like gods representing concepts more than in Catholicism, where you worship specific people who did a thing in the past and you want
Mhm.
them to help you with that thing today. If that makes
So
sense.
basically, what I did, I was just going around the different like these gods. I was basically just thanking them for.
Hmm.
I was like saying how I was just thinking it in my mind,
You're just
just
showing your
thanking them.
appreciation for you love
Yes,
their culture.
yes, the culture, the country, like this trip has been wonderful. So I kind of I thanked them for it. Like on my last day, I went to Ora
Yeah.
on my last day as well on a Thursday. That's when I went to the shrine itself, and that's when I did that.
Oh, that's fantastic.
But okay, a big part of the shrine is actually the little arc on the rocks.
Right.
On that is extremely beautiful. If
Yeah.
pictures back, I'll post them. And I was told that they're really good. I was told that the pictures turned out really
Nice.
good. Turned out really good. So I hope
I
to
hope no.
one.
I hope it turns out. Yes, Maddie. Well, I mean, not so much different types of luck. Luck is luck, but it's a question of what you want luck in. Is who you worship.
Oh,
Yeah, because it's like you
yeah.
can't just ask someone to be generally lucky. It's like when you're praying, you're asking for fortune in field A, B, or C, and you pray to different deities depending on what you want. That's why, I mean, that goes back as far as recorded history. But if you look at Rome, there are gods for having a good party. There's gods for having a good harvest. There's gods for having a successful marriage. Like, you pray to different gods at different times. And all religions that involve god worship and saint worship, and to a degree animism, encourage you to pray to different gods at different times for different reasons. It's only a very select kind of modern Christianity. There's just one guy you got to go to. That's a relatively new concept in even in Christianity, where Catholicism had saint worship. To inherit this long-standing concept of worshiping different entities for different reasons. What other people might call, what closed-minded people might call, paganism. I'm giving Maddie a little background in saint worship here. Sorry for interrupting. But overall, did you have a good time in Japan? Would you recommend
Yeah.
people go?
Yes, I definitely recommend people go. Not even just fans of Girls and Panzer. If you want like Japan, like Tokyo, for as much as I don't really like big cities, it is very interesting.
Yeah.
There's all different kinds of things for whatever you're interested in. At night, it is very beautiful. The Tokyo Tower, Shinjuku, all the neon lights. I mean, you kind of have to go there.
Really?
It was it was just wonderful to say the least.
It's that beautiful. Like,
Yes, I mean,
oh,
I'm not. I guess I'm just not used to something like this.
yeah.
In Russia, we don't really have it, but all these neon districts. But in
Right.
Japan, it's pretty beautiful.
Well, yeah. I mean, Japan is one of those
Um,
cities where at night it never gets dark. They have the neon
also,
districts where,
I would really recommend you visit Kamakura. It's
yeah. I'm not
a very
familiar with that.
ancient town. There is a Buddha, like one of the three main, like very big Buddha statues.
Oh, okay.
That's where one of them is. There's also there's many historical temples in Kamakura. There's the island of Enoshima. A lot of history there, and and it's so beautiful. It's almost magical.
Yay.
All of the
Well,
temples, all of the different things. It's a pleasure to walk around. It's a pleasure to.
well, I am glad
And
you had such a great time there.
in
No,
ORI itself, I mean, other than the girls and Panzer stuff, it's still a very like little peaceful and beautiful little town. It's got, I mean, it's got different things too. It's got aquarium. It's got a golf courses. It's got a beautiful beach. Now the beach is mostly made of rock, so I'm not sure how you're gonna swim there, especially with the high waves or tall waves.
you can
But
say hi. It's fine.
okay, high waves. But I didn't get to swim there this time because it wasn't the season yet for it. Like the season there starts in July,
Ah,
so
okay.
I couldn't go there at
So
that
you
time.
missed out,
But
sadly. Well, that's too
still,
bad, but
the
still.
sky, the sea, everything is just magnificent. If you can,
If you have the
please do.
resources, people, you are
Yes, if you
gonna.
can,
If you have the
please do.
resources, if you have the opportunity, definitely go and see Japan, is the big takeaway
Yes,
from this conversation, because you will not regret it.
you will never regret it.
See?
A little thing. Do you remember the school in their film that they're going to after Rai gets shut down?
Yeah, of course.
That is also a real life location.
Seriously?
But
Hmm.
yes, it's they in the movie what I make it look as they know Rai, but it's not. It's actually in a city in a little town called Daigo, and it's like 70 kilometers away to the north of
Huh.
in Ibaraki. I didn't have a chance to go there because of a pretty tough like bus and train system. I mean, it's a rural town. They
Yeah,
don't
of course.
get there often. But it's also been recreated very faithfully. The school is of the Meiji era, so it's no longer operating,
Wow.
no longer working. And the only thing that you kind of cannot do there, or like you can't do there, you cannot be loud. And if you're a cosplayer, they won't let you in because of past experiences.
Yeah, I have a feeling the cosplayers ruin tourism for a lot of people.
Yeah, they were there. They were like taking photos, like even dancing, doing a lot of loud activities. The
Yeah, that
staff just didn't
they just
want it.
can't put up with that.
Yes.
So, but is it not a functional
Although
school, or is it a functional school?
no, it's no longer a functional school.
Ah, okay. Is
It's
it just like a
however
tourist location, or what is it?
for girls and Panzer fans, it's definitely. For others, I don't really know
Ah, okay, no, but
because
I'm just saying, like, is it an open building you can go to, and if so, what is it? If it's not a school
uh,
anymore.
well, it's a school. It's a school. It's not
Oh,
school. I'm not sure how open it is because I
okay.
didn't go there, so don't quote me on this.
All right.
Uh, from what I read, it is generally open to the public, but the working hours are think like from 10 a.m. to like 7. Oh no, not 7, 5 p.m. or
Oh,
something.
okay. You know, but
So
I completely understand how they would be wary about fans. Oh, did you go to see Osaka? Maddie wants to know.
no, I only went to Tokyo, Yokohama, Kamakura, and Ora. Oh, in Ami as well. Ami is a town in Ibaraki Prefecture. Those are the places that I visited.
Nice. Personally, I've always wanted to see Osaka Castle. That thing looks fantastic. But, you know,
The
that
thing
is.
about Osaka. Oh, sorry.
No, I'm
Go
no.
ahead.
I'm just saying it's like that is. If I ever get to Japan, definitely I would love to see Osaka Castle because that thing is beautiful. But yes,
The
you
thing
were
about
saying.
Osaka that I was told, what is it? The dialect, sort of language.
Yeah,
It's very different there. It's like a different version of Japanese if
right.
you go there in any other
It's a
place.
different regional dialect.
Very different regional dialect, as far as I was told. So maybe gonna have some trouble if you actually end up going there.
Gotcha.
I mean, somewhat.
Well, I'm gonna have trouble no matter where I go because I don't know a word of Japanese. I can ask for
Well,
noodles. I can ask the time. That's it.
uh, yeah. I mean, I didn't know much. 50 words and a few
Yeah,
phrases,
I
so
can.
it did help me, and I did use English sometimes, or rather frequently,
Nice.
but it was still
Well,
enough.
for me, the thing is, it's like I can say please, I can ask for things, you know. So, but that is the limit of my ability to speak the language.
Just,
So, like, please.
please, thank you, excuse me, and of
Yes.
course, give me that
Mm-hmm.
thing. So
Yeah.
just,
Um. Hmm. Anything else about Warai? Anything else about the trip?
I
Want
know,
to
I think
know?
like you've given us a good sense of Japan. Hopefully you can
Yeah.
turn up those pictures because we'd love to see them.
Hmm.
And now you're in California.
Yes, now I'm in
How
California,
did that
and I'm about
happen?
to go to Universal Studios.
It's gonna be great. But seriously though, how did you end up how did you end up in this California program? In this program to go to California?
Um. My teacher, the one I was studying with, like for the exam and everything, she works at the university that I will be attending.
Right.
Uh, sh and I was studying with her like in a school before it. Then while I was homeschooled, I was studying with her too. But eventually, she suggested it. I think
Right.
it's a program that goes on like I guess every 2 years or every year for people to go to the
Okay.
U.S. to a college to study
Makes
from the
sense.
university, like to pass an exam and have it help.
Yeah, well, I
I
mean, they
guess
say that full immersion in a language is the best way to get
yes,
fluent in it,
that
right?
definitely helps. That
Yeah.
definitely helps. But it's a program that I guess goes on every. I know that like in 2017 people went in summer,
Okay.
like the people
So
that
it's
I
at least
know.
every year or two. Yeah.
Like every year or two they go there. This time I got suggested to go here,
That's
so
fantastic.
that's how I ended up here.
And what school are you planning to go to that it's so important that you get your English 100% down before you go?
Oh, the university, you mean?
Yeah.
You mean the university or
Yeah,
what?
university, yes.
Oh, the MSU, Moscow State University.
Nice. Ah, and so is this going to, and you're going to have your English certification. So I assume you're
I
not taking courses in English there, but you will have your English certification?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'll be free from English courses there. I think I still will have to take them.
Yeah, because that's my question. It's like if you're doing this to get your English certification, do you still have to do university level English courses, or they don't give you a pass on that afterwards?
I have no idea
Okay.
yet.
I just figured if you went through all of this stuff to get the English certification, maybe they'd give you an easier time later on. But maybe
I mean,
not.
it's fine if they don't.
Oh
It's fine if
yeah.
they don't really.
No, it
But
is. I
if
just
it's
thought,
gonna help me, I for the best.
Oh no, absolutely. Like even if, I mean, this is a fun fact about me. So I went to a school. I briefly took German. Not a fan of that language. Long story, but I briefly took German, and one of the students in the class, and this is true,
Mm-hmm.
was a German exchange student. I'm
Exchange.
like, yeah, a
Exchange.
student from Germany
Okay.
living in
I
Canada, going to school in Canada, and he
oh, I
took
just
German.
misheard the word exchange. I just
Yeah,
misheard the word exchange. I
totally
need to
fine.
clarify. Okay.
Yes. And he was taking a German class. I'm like,
And
it seems a little unfair to the rest of us to have a German person in the German language class learning German with us. Let's just say he screwed up the grading curve quite a bit. Uh, made the rest of us look bad.
what?
And so what I'm saying is maybe you can get into that position. You take all these other courses, you get completely fluent in English, and then when you're forced to take the English classes in university, you just breeze right through them while everyone else is struggling.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
I
a
do
good
speak
position to be
Spanish
in.
as well. I used to study
Really?
abroad in Spain, although in an English school. Yes, yet it was in Spain. So I speak
Wow.
Spanish pretty fluent. I speak Spanish pretty fluently, which will
That's
also help me
fantastic.
here because there's a lot of people from Spain or Mexico here.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, when I went back to Russia to study at a school, they had a Spanish class, but I
Yeah?
could not fit in any group.
Why
My level
not?
was already higher than theirs.
Oh, no. Oh, so
No,
you're just...
I still speak it. And you know what? About like students here, we actually have a guy here in our group that's half Japanese and half Canadian,
Oh,
but
cool.
speaks Russian. But he speaks Russian.
How on earth did that happen?
I don't know. Uh,
That
but
is a strange
great,
combination.
he has great English, like Russian English. I don't know about Japanese. I don't know about other languages he knows, but I know that he's very fluent in both Russian
Both
and English.
Russian and English. Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing. Yeah. Hola,
Basically,
¿cómo está? Apparently, Maddie can only say hola, ¿cómo está? Hello, how are you?
hola, ¿cómo estás? That's, yes,
Yeah.
hello, how are you doing?
Yeah, that one I did not have. No, I know no Spanish. The weird part is because I know a bunch of French and a bunch of Italian. If I look at Spanish written, there are so many words in common that I can often figure out what's written. But if I hear it spoken, I am just completely at a loss and have no idea what anyone's saying.
There's also a dialect we had to study because I was in Valencia, like
Okay.
a city on the Mediterranean coast.
Yes, I'm familiar with Valencia.
Oh, you're familiar? You're
Yes,
familiar
no,
with
I
this?
know where. Well, I've never
Familiar
been there,
where?
but I know where Valencia is. But
Okay,
anyway,
yeah.
you were
So
in Valencia, and
they
you had to
had
learn a dialect.
I lived in Valencia, I studied there. They have their own Valencian language. I didn't
Yep.
really study it much, but from what I know, it's a mix of Spanish and French.
Huh. I might have an easier time there then.
Mm.
I will
But the
keep that in mind.
pronunciation is rather different.
Okay.
And I don't know anything about grammar in Valencian. I ended up not studying it almost at all.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, whatever my classmates had in that, I just had a free lesson every time.
Oh, neat.
Well, I did it to do. I had it to do homework or project.
Oh
So
no, of course, but I think it's great. I mean, what do you call it? Honestly, I wish I'd studied more languages. I've just always been terrible at them. As I was learning Japanese, what little Japanese I learned, I had one of those
mm,
disassociative things where you're like, oh, okay, so language is just arbitrary. And I know that the earlier you learn that, the better you are. But when you grow up with certain assumptions about how the way the world is supposed to work, and it's like, no, English is a nonsense, arbitrary language with terrible rules, is what I learned, and that kind of shook me to my
hmm.
core. But I mean, I'm from Canada, so I speak quite a bit of French, and I'm fluent in English. Well, fluent adjacent. I don't think anybody's ever fluent in English. It's a terrible language in a lot of ways.
Even native speakers.
Oh God, yeah. No, no. I mean, the thing about English is it is an amazing, like it's a great language, but oh my God, is it the hardest language to learn? Basically, there are no rules for grammar. There are no rules for how things are pronounced. You just have to memorize everything.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
friends complain about phrasal verbs all the time in this case.
See, there you go. Like it's just the weird part about English is if you have a good memory, it's the perfect language for you. If you don't have a good memory, I wish you luck because that's
I, you
all
know,
it is.
I picked up my accent and like memorized all the different watching.
Sorry,
Honestly,
what did you watch?
that was a true story. When I moved to Spain, I got like I went onto the internet. I found YouTube like, for the first time.
Nice.
I started watching a lot of YouTubers. My favorite one was actually Canadian YouTuber, Vanos Gaming.
Really neat.
Yes, I still watch his videos today. But basically, from like watching him and his friends and everything, they talk in English. They talk in the everyday words, everyday vocabulary.
Of
They
course,
talk
yeah.
in their in a natural way,
Right. So it gives you a
and
good
that's
sense of
what
how
like.
language is really being used rather than just being studied.
So I picked up like the vocabulary and accent, pronunciation, all that mostly from them, and mostly from other YouTubers I
Nice.
watched, who were English speakers. I didn't just watch them. I watch YouTube all the time, so
Of course.
pretty much.
No, but I
Um,
mean, and that's the thing. It's a great resource. Especially the genius of YouTube is that it's not just a great resource for hearing people speak in other languages. It's a great resource for hearing people speak in languages about things you are interested in, right?
that is also true.
And that's the
That's what
thing.
I
It's like
missed because I
you
was watching a lot of
find
stuff.
yeah, you find stuff you're interested in, you find stuff about it in another language, and you've got this big advantage since you already know what they're talking about. It's
Mhm.
easier to
That's
pick
true.
up how they're using the language about the thing that you already know what they're talking about. So yeah,
Yeah,
I have to
that's
assume that would
basically.
help quite a bit.
It did take me like 5 years or 4 to 5 years to actually get really fluent this
Right.
way. I mean, I was studying English at the same time at
Of
school, so
course,
that
yeah.
was.
But there's a
And I
difference,
had
as you
my
say, between. I mean, you're great at colloquial usage of English. It's just speaking in a completely comfortably in ways that people find easy to understand. You're obviously great at that, and I have to assume a lot of that comes not just from your schooling, but from learning by watching people using English on subjects that you already care about.
I mean,
If that
I'm
makes sense.
naturally kind of. Languages are naturally easy for me, I guess, because I studied
Nice.
French in school too, and I was really good at it.
Right.
Until I kind of alienated it. And didn't
Oh.
really. I now forgot most of the things in there. I can still speak like a few words. I have a good pronunciation, but vocabulary, grammar, that's already kind of gone.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, but I did know like English, Spanish, Russian. Which one? English, yes. Or French? No, Russian, English, Spanish, French. That's the ones. That one's the ones I could fluently speak at once.
Wow. And right now, you're just 100% comfortable with English and Russian? Or are
English,
you still
Russian,
pretty happy with
somewhat
your Spanish?
Somewhat
Okay.
Spanish, and now studying Japanese. And I will take Japanese in university as a
As an elective extra thing.
yes.
Ooh,
I will.
that's fantastic. All right, so we're going to be wrapping up the stream in a second. So, do you have any final thoughts you want to offer to people?
Final thoughts. Well, I don't know when Girls and Panzer is gonna be like subbed and released out on the internet.
It's going to be a while.
I mean, it's already almost a month has passed.
It's true, yeah. It's more than a
And
month.
I did find like last year after I seen that finale, it wasn't. It was. Oh, wait, no, wait. Yeah, because I found a sub version in summer, and it released in Japan in December.
Yeah. Basically, we're only going to get a fan sub once it's out on DVD. That's what it comes down to. Once it's out on DVD in Japan, we'll get a fan sub, but we're not going to get that fan sub until it's out on DVD in Japan. That's just a fact.
It's gonna be a while, I guess.
Oh, totally. No, end of summer, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I'm hoping so too.
Yeah. It would be
But-
weird if it was much longer than that, because stuff comes out on DVD very quickly these days. But as you were saying, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Your final thoughts on the experience in your trip.
Last finale. Oh, I forgot to talk about some of its problems, or not so much problems, but things that are like, basically, is that a good note to end on? I
Yeah,
don't
go
know.
for it. Do it. Don't worry about it.
Basically, if you watch Girls Last Finale 2, the way it's structured, it's very similar to Death Finale 1, and I think I've already said the time that I was playing here
Yeah.
that if you are a newcomer to the series, do not enter Death Finale 2.
It's
Do
just
not
going to be
go
too
there.
baffling.
Do not start with Death Finale 2.
Yeah.
Start with the original show, then the movie, OVA, Death Finale, and that. Maybe even get the game, and only after that go to Death Finale. Because the way it's structured, it's already expecting you to be familiar with it. Because it has a time limit. So battle, character stuff, battle. And it doesn't have time to develop everything.
Yeah. And the thing is, and the key part is, they are expecting you to know who all these characters are already.
Yes. As a standalone movie, it's not advisable to watch if you are not familiar. But altogether, it's gonna be awesome.
Okay.
Altogether, it's gonna be great.
So the real comment is, and this is what we always say, really, you should just be watching Girls in Panzer.
Yeah, you should just watch it.
Watch Girls in Panzer. Trust us on this one. You're going to love it. All right. Desire, thank you for dropping by the show. I hope you have a great time out in Universal Studios. Wait, is that what you're going to?
I hope to. Thank you for having me here again.
Oh, we're always happy to hear from you, especially since you had
maybe
such an
next-
amazing experience.
Maybe next week I'll be up for Girls in Panzer because I did connect the PS4. It's just that people are in the room.
Oh, okay.
I can't
Yeah.
really do audio.
Well,
can't
if
really do
you
audio
can,
anyway.
just let me know. But have a great week, and I will see you back here soon.
Have a good day, everyone. Goodbye, Guru. Talk to you later.
All right. Hey, detective, what's up? You don't remember some of the characters? What do you mean by that, Maddie? You've confused me again. And again. Really overpronouncing that word as I have the habit to. So literally all I haven't fully completed is the frigging nightmare where you play as the Mark IV. The, oh my god, seriously? Where you have to play as Rosehip against a Boko and a bunch of nightmare tanks. How would that even work? You have short-term memory loss, Maddie? That's terrible. I'm very sorry to hear that. Oh, yes, I can turn the volume back up. Oh, Rosehip, you remain the best. Ow. I am not a good shot. Oh no. Wouldn't it be great if Boko super shots could damage the enemy tanks? Why's that, detective? Oh my god, what a nightmare this is. Oh, yeah, you're absolutely right about that, Desire. I don't know why I thought I was prepared for that mission, but I absolutely wasn't. What a nightmare that was. I think it's true that you always have to get the CV-33s. The game... I'm not saying the CV-33s are overpowered, but I think it is reasonable to question that, whether or not they're overpowered, given that, like, the only vehicle I've been able to beat the Type 10 with is the CV-33. Aha! Gotcha. You just got surprised. By me! Who's next? CV-33 or Crusader? Crusader. But not a Rosehip Crusader, sadly. Got it. Alright, we got this. Yeah! That made me too happy. Not a problem. Just gonna zip past you. As long as you try to keep Rosehip going in a straight line, you should be fine. I did finally complete, I believe I did finally complete Perfect Encirclement on Extreme. That's the one where you're running away in the tank from the, from Olive Pravda and the Winter map, right? I'm pretty sure we finally did that in, That's true. But as a person who has done academic work himself and, you know, knows a ton of academics, I personally am 100% okay with overthinking things. I mean, for the love of God, I'm a decade into writing too much about the TV show Criminal Minds. It would be very hypocritical for me to suddenly announce that I have a problem with overthinking things. Alright, where is this? Ow! Apparently he was right there. I hate you so much, super rare Boko. By the way, in case you're wondering, can you auto-lock a Boko? You can't. Is that true? There's no way to overthink a metal song? Oh my god, my cannon does no damage to him. And he's going to start trying to nuke me. Okay, apparently he's not trying to nuke me. Oh, is he summoning more friends? He might be summoning more friends. Come on, I just need a super nose shot. Ah! You're almost too adorable, Boko. That's your biggest problem. No! Boko's dance is really cute, except when you remember it's summoning meteorites to attack you from the sky, like he's friggin' space god or something. I've only been to Vancouver once, but I was a big fan of it. Alright. What is happening? Okay, apparently the Bokos he's summoned are not attacking me, so I might have a shot at this. Was that a critical hit? He did the shock like he was critically hit. Nice. I'm really bad at quick reloading this. I know I get that, Detective. I was just being silly about, you know, my love of massively overthinking things. When I finish this game of Girls and Panzer, I'm going to go write more about Criminal Minds. Come on. We got you. Oh, that is too bad. Well, Maddie, once you find a career for yourself, you can always aim at moving to, you can always consider moving to BC. I keep accidentally shooting that building, and I'm starting to worry about how much damage I'm doing to it. Also, it's weird that somebody built this fake French town somewhere in Japan. We did it! Boko's down! Well, she's out of the country right now, Maddie, but I'll let you know when she's back, and we will be getting back to Franbo relatively soon, I hope. We did it, everybody. We finally beat Super Boko and his 5 backup tanks. Oh. Take that, Super Rare Boko. So, we're going to wrap up the stream here. I'd like to thank everybody who dropped by. I hope you had a good time. I know I did. There we go. I'm still not familiar with Sabaton. I should check that out. So yes. Also, I wonder, does that mean shoes? Oh my god, so much yawning. I did not have a great sleep last night. I woke up at like 4 a.m. and it turned out my air conditioner's hose had fallen apart and the room was sweltering. So that was not great, but I'm better now because I fixed that at 4 in the morning. It was a weird night. So yes, I'm going to be back here tomorrow, noonish, for some War Thunder. Anybody who wants to drop by is welcome to do so. Hopefully we'll have a great time. But until then, I'm going to say that's right. Au revoir. See you soon, Maddie. You can always drop by for Criminal Minds later.